meeting of the House Standing Committee on Transportation to order. Ask Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bojanowski.
I'm here.
Representative Branscombe.
Here in person.
Representative Carney. Representative Dixon.
Here in person.
Representative Fleming. Representative Goforth.
Here in person.
Representative Hale.
Here.
Representative Heverin.
Present in the room.
Representative Regina Huff.
Present in my district.
Representative Thomas Huff. Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative Maddox. Representative McCool.
Here.
Representative McPherson. Representative Miller. Representative Santoro. Representative Smith. Representative Stevenson. Representative Tackett Lafferty. Representative Thomas.
Here in the room.
Representative Westrom. Representative Wheatley.
Here.
Co-Chair Bridges. In the room. Chairman Upchurch.
Here. We do have a quorum. We're duly constituted to do business. First item on the agenda is approval of the March 2nd minutes. Do I have a motion? Got a motion, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Second item on the agenda, or first bill, will be Senate Bill 204. Senator Higdon. Welcome, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to be here. Thank you and members of the committee. Appreciate you hearing this bill today, Senate Bill 204. I'm Jimmy Higdon, State Senator. And is it all right for me to proceed, Mr. Chairman?
You may proceed.
Thank you, sir. This is a fairly simple bill. With all the lawsuits and whatnot about the billboards and the National Highway System and regulating the National Highway System in Kentucky, this bill simply says that the Transportation Cabinet will no longer regulate any recycler, recycler business. They will no longer regulate those unless they're located on the interstate highway system or the national highway system.
We do have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Representative Wheatley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator, for bringing this. I was just going to get a little more information. Is there anything further you were going to share related to what it does?
I think the committee read my mind. That's basically what it does. Now, there will be a floor amendment probably. And it will say that, of course, what's going to happen is the state's controlling all these recyclers now, a.k.a. junkyards, and it will be turned over to the cities and the counties to regulate them. And there'll be an amendment that there's restrictions in place now about screening or fences around, and so I think the amendment will pretty much say that those restrictions put in place by the Transportation Cabinet shall be kept in place by the local authorities when they take over.
And thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may continue with just follow up on that.
You may.
And that's what I was going to check into is there, from the original bill being to what's defined as state highways to having the availability for, local, maybe more local control over the recyclers, and that's what the floor amendment is going to address. It looks like it's already addressed in
it is
in the committee sub, or was there a Senate committee sub on this? Or
no, there's no committee sub.
Okay.
The bill itself takes that authority from the state to cities and counties to regulate and oversee these recyclers. A floor amendment, if introduced, would further say that right now there's a requirement in state law that all recyclers must have it doesn't use the word fence, screening. It must have a screen around it. to block the view of the general public from seeing what's there. And that's been in place for as long as you and I have been alive. That's been around. So I think that's basically what this does. It just says that those requirements that have been put in place by the state.
Representative Wheatley, that is a forthcoming floor amendment I will be filing. We've worked with Tom Fitzgerald, and we just didn't have the language in time for the committee meeting to get everything squared up. So I will be filing that on the floor today, and then it'll be dispersed to all the committee members so you can take a look at it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That sounds good. Thank you, Senator. That sounds good. I have a couple of these in my district, and as long as we for sure keep those protections and, you know, the eyesore part of it that is what some of my constituents have concerns about.
Well, thank you, and forgive me, Mr. Chairman, for jumping ahead to talk about your floor amendment, but I hear an echo.
We got a little bit of an echo. I think we had Representative McPherson wanted to ask a question.
So the county attorneys will now be responsible for doing this if it's in the county, or the city attorney?
They will be in charge of enforcement. I mean, our compliance. If the city and county will regulate it, and of course, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, then they'll go to the county attorney. That'd be the person that would have the.
And it would be on the cost of the county attorney then, I guess, to go forward with it instead of the state.
That the cities and counties. Yes, of course, the cities and counties will be able to charge a fee, for this. So they should be able to recover their. There's no fees mentioned.
I don't think there are any fees assigned to the legislation itself. That would be up to each locality.
Well, but it does give them the authority.
Gives them the authority
to do it. Yes.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bojanowski,
Yes.
Representative Branscombe,
Yes.
Representative Bridges, Representative Carney, Representative Dixon,
Yes.
Representative Fleming,
Aye.
Representative Goforth,
Yes.
Representative Hale,
Yes.
Representative Hebron, Representative Thomas Huff, Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative McPherson, Representative Miller, Representative Santoro, Representative Smith, Representative Stevenson, Representative Tackett Lafferty, Representative Thomas,
Aye.
Representative Westrom, Representative Wheatley,
Yes.
Chairman Upchurch.
Yes. Motion carries with favorable expression. Same should pass. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
And members of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is Senate Bill 215. Senator Storm. Okay, we've got a motion on the committee sub and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We are working from the committee sub. Senator Storm, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee members. I'm here today to speak on behalf of Senate Bill 215. It's a transportation reorg bill. It codifies Executive Order 2020-1027. There's only two changes. The first one's on page 2 at line 15, and it adds the Secretary's Office of Safety.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Are there any questions? You did a great job explaining.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bojanowski,
Yes.
Representative Branscombe,
Yes.
Representative Bridges, Representative Carney, Representative Dixon,
Yes.
Representative Fleming,
Aye.
Representative Goforth,
Yes.
Representative Hale,
Mr. Chairman, may I explain my vote?
You most certainly can.
Mr. Chairman, since this is my senator sitting here, and he only spoke, I timed it 18 seconds. I think he probably should go in depth a little bit more, but I'm going to give him a yes vote today, okay? I'm going to vote yes for him, but the next time he's here, I expect more. I expect a little more, Senator. Thank you, sir.
I understand. Thank you.
Representative Heverin?
Yes.
Representative Thomas Huff? Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative Maddox?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative McPherson?
Yes.
Representative Miller? Representative Santoro?
Yes.
Representative Smith? Representative Stevenson?
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty? Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Westrom? Representative Wheatley?
Yes.
Chairman Upchurch?
Yes. Motion carries, or bill passes with favorable expression. Same should pass. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members.
Representative Hale, Senator Storm has mastered the art of brevity, which this committee, or at least its chairman, values a great deal.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chairman,
he's
do we need to
learning
adopt the
fast.
title amendment?
Oh, yes, we do need to adopt the title.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion, a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Title amendment is adopted. Okay, next on the agenda, looks like are you carrying Senator Howell's bill as well?
Yes, he's not here at the moment, so I'll
Yes.
go ahead and
Okay.
carry that.
Senate Bill 236.
This bill relates to driver's licensing, and I believe that we have Godwin on the line with us. Is that correct?
Yes.
And basically, it's a straightforward bill. And Godwin, if you want to just hit the high points for the committee, please.
This is, before he does, this is the same bill that we passed out of the committee last year, and because of the shortening of the session, it made it over to the Senate, but because of everything, it got held up and wasn't able to make it through the finish line, so,
That was House Bill 255.
yes.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me this morning. My name is Godwin Onodo, and I'm the director of the Division of Motor Vehicle Licensing within the Transportation Cabinet. As Chairman just mentioned, this bill was previously filed last year as House Bill 555, and it passed and went to the Senate, and because of the COVID restrictions, he never really made it to the finishing line. The legislation is needed to improve the quality of our license plates and also comply with the AMVA standard. AMVA is a national American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators. So the flat plate will conform with those national standards. Also, this flat plate will help to increase the plate readability, which will allow the law enforcement officers to identify the owners of the vehicles easily. And one of the major problems we also have with embossed license plate is the toll bridge crossing that sometimes the cameras don't really capture them correctly. The flat plate will enable those license plate numbers to be captured. And approximately about $800,000 per year in a potential revenue is not billed for the toll bridge crossing due to the unreadability of the license plates. And another thing that really this helps out with is the flat plate production will allow different configurations of the numbers. As some of you already know that KRS 186.005 only allows 3 numeric number and 3 alpha characters. We have already run out of the sequencing for those numbers. We're getting at that point that we're going to start duplicating numbers. With the flat plate, the combinations are infinite. You can have 1 alpha, 5 numerics. You can have 1 numeric, 1 alpha, 1 numeric, 1 alpha. So it really helps us not to run out of sequential numbers. So it's a clean-up bill, and this is a well-deserved bill. And again, it passed this House last year. if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Godwin. We have a motion on the bill and a second. Are there any questions? Going once. All right. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bojanowski.
Yes.
Representative Branscombe.
Yes.
Representative Bridges. Representative Carney. Representative Dixon.
Yes.
Representative Fleming.
Aye.
Representative Goforth.
Yes.
Representative Hale.
Yes.
Representative Heverin. Yes. Representative Thomas Huff. Representative Lewis.
Yes.
Representative Maddox.
Yes.
Representative McCool.
Yes.
Representative McPherson. Representative Miller. Representative Santoro. Representative Smith. Representative Stevenson. Representative Tackett Lafferty. Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Representative Westrom. Representative Wheatley.
Briefly explain my yes.
Please proceed.
Thank you. And we have 12 minutes before our next committee hearing, so got a few seconds. And really, this just as relates to, I noticed that this bill does make it easier to read those license plates for tolling as they go across the bridge. That'll be important to get those collections. I hope it's never used in northern Kentucky. Let me just add that, and that explains my yes vote. Thank you.
Chairman Upchurch.
Yes. Motion carries with favorable expression. Same should pass. That concludes the agenda for today. I think this will most likely be our last meeting of the session, unless something just pops up toward the next couple of days. But thank you all for your attendance, and thank you, Senator, for.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman.
So without any other further business, we do not